Appalachian at that point if you're going to use the apple as your main. I guess Appalachian works too, but apple isn't as emphasized. Appalachian. Okay, how did it start? Well, I mean, a lot of things really. One, you know, I was at the time I was decided that school I wanted to do too much, i.e. what I wanted to get my degree was somewhere between education and psychology, and I couldn't really narrow it down any. And I wasn't doing the best, so I was like, all right, I need an alternative. Did some research on some outdoor schools that teach you like surviving the wilderness and that kind of stuff. And through that research, stumbled along the Appalachian Trail, kind of fell in love with it, and decided that's what I wanted to do. Typically, if you're walking, it'll take you somewhere between 5 and 6 months.
Is that your plan?
That is my plan. I plan to do the whole thing. You get used to it. It's part of your life. You wake up, you do pretty much the same thing every day. Go to sleep, do the same thing the next day. When you go up to New Jersey, you see bears, snakes, turtles, different types of birds. I mean, you see a lot, but that's also because you're out there. Typically, you aren't, in their territory. Typically, they're what you would consider in your territory. Two things is going to happen. They're going to get my food, and I'm not going to notice till morning, or they're going to wake me up. And then at that point, I got to get out of my tent and start yelling at them to go away. You don't really have a whole lot of options. I mean, you can stay quiet, but yet again, it's just tromping around. It might not necessarily mean to step on you, but if it does, you're kind of SOL, so you might as well get up and at least give yourself a potential chance to escape or make them go away. Sometimes you're sleeping on a slight slant, and sometimes you don't even notice it until you lay down. You're like, oh, crap. This isn't the best spot, but you're already set up, so you have to make the decision of, are you going to get back out and move everything, or are you just going to live with it for a night? Because if you're walking on snow for long periods of time, at that point you want snowshoes, or a snow boot, or something that's more waterproof. And typically the more waterproof something is, the heavier it becomes, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Just, if you have, a 4-pound boot, that's going to weigh you down, because that's 4 extra pounds that you're having to lift every time you put your leg up and down, plus the extra weight you already have on your back. You're going to have a bag that's going to be filled with your food. Alright, what do we got here in my pack? We got poles, pillow, got a backpack, my tent, need poles, boots, or some sort of hiking shoe. For clothing, you want something that's breathable, a headlamp, a sleeping bag. I carry an Nalgene bottle so I can carry water with me. You need some sort of water purifier. My sleeping pad. And a cooking stove. This year seems to be the year of movies for hiking, so I'll probably expect more people out there, especially like late spring, early summer, weekends and that kind of stuff. But right now I don't think it's terribly bad, because let's face it, not too many people, first of all, end up doing the whole thing. They normally bail out at some point, like I did 2 years ago. Because it does take a particular kind of person to do it. I have friends I know that are doing it this year. They'll be out there. Most of them are leaving before I get out there. But, so I'll know like some people if I happen to run into them. But as a whole, let's face it here. First of all, convince someone to take 6 months off of their life to go on an adventure. Then convince them that that adventure is going to be walking 2,280 some miles from Georgia to Maine. It is a very small group of people that finds that terribly appealing. Hiking in the rain all day for multiple days is not awesome, but it's part of the life out there. You don't get to really be like, I don't want to hike today. Because if you don't want to hike today, either you're in town wasting money, or you're in the middle of the woods somewhere and you only have so much food until you have to go back to a town. Just instead of you having a dishwasher or something to put in, I just have to manually hand wash it, and I put it back in my pack, and that's where it goes.
How often you also wash your clothes too?
Like every other time I'm in town, because it costs money, and after a while you're out there, you smell, everybody else smells. I carry a stick of deodorant to make myself smell a little less, but It's bound to happen, and the farther you go, the lazier you get, because the more you get used to it. But, I mean, I can get out there, go have fun. Yeah, happy trails.